Welcome to another edition of Game Day, Rams fans. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Marcus. Before we dive into this week's game, let's take a look at last week's highlights against Golden Sierra.
Last Friday, the Blue Crew, along with other fans, showed up to Newman Field to watch the Rams play the Golden Sierra Grizzlies for their homecoming game. The Rams scored at will, starting with wide receiver Michael Povey catching a 50-yard seam route for a touchdown. But that's not his only action for the night, as he catches a short route, cuts in a few times, and takes it down to the 1-yard line. And 2 plays later, Angel Tenorio is wide open catching the ball for another Rams touchdown. First and goal, Rams ball. Peyton Wilfley hits Hayden McClain on the knife route for yet another Ram touchdown. After many push-ups and enjoying homecoming events, the Rams stomped the Grizzlies, winning 40-0.
This week, the Rams are going to have to take it to the next level when they take on the Roseville Tigers on Roseville's home turf. Max Preps ranks them number 13 in the sack walking section, so this team won't be a pushover. Their defense is solid and aggressive and is led by inside linebacker number 1, Jordan Kunasite. Standing at 6'2", 200 pounds, he's one of the many good linebackers Roseville has that makes up their 7-man box. With the stacked box, you can expect to see a lot of cover 1 and cover 0, which gives Castle's wide receivers a chance to challenge Roseville's defensive backs and athleticism. And this game is going to rely on this because it's difficult to run against their 7 rushing man defense and huge linebacker.
Now, switching over to offense. Roseville isn't a big powerhouse, but they can't be taken lightly. With senior quarterback Kyle Downey, they average 22 points a game. The Tigers do like to take it to the air more than run it, and with offensive tackle Colton Miller, they have the pass protection for it. Being 6'8" and weighing 280 pounds, Cass's defensive linemen, like Rob Heckey, are going to have to find a way around him to stop the passing game. Rob Heckey is also this week's player profile.
As a senior captain, he stands at 6'2", 200 pounds. He's a defensive end and averages 5.8 tackles a game, has 10 solo tackles, and has a total of 4 sacks. His name is Robert Heckey.
Yeah, football really occupies a lot of my life. I wake up at 5 in the morning and go to the gym at CalFit, like religiously, for the week from Sunday up until Wednesday. Coach Freeman and I will usually condition after practice when, like, say we're going against like a heavy passing team and I'll need to like rush and I feel like I'm unprepared. It was under Max Corey last year that I learned a lot of what happened. Honestly, I'm glad that I didn't start last year because learning under him was probably the most impactful thing for my game. This year it's sort of reverse. Last year was me and Minshew were the only younger kids, and it was really Max Corey, Emmett Swarat, a lot of older kids, and now it's sort of flipped because like me and Minshew were the only like starters that were on the team last year. Really, honestly, like they talk a lot about like leadership is like the kid. Like some people lead like Mark or like Peyton, and like they actually like have speeches and stuff. But I kind of am a proponent to lead through example. I mean, if a kid sees me running extra, they'll question that and ask them what can they do on top of what they're doing. I think really it's just a beautiful union that we're having between our senior class and our junior class that like really the school's been waiting for a long time. Honestly, I think it's just we're a family. We're finally just united in like brotherhood and have like determination to really accomplish something. And I mean, it's gonna be through like our family and our brotherhood that we get through the season and that we actually win the section. And it's gonna happen this year. Just wait and see. It's gonna be right here.
Now let's get an inside scoop on what Coach Big Dog Ryan has to say in this week's edition of Coach's Corner.
Good morning, Casa Roble, and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm Michael Povey, here once again with Coach Ryan. Thanks for being here, Coach.
Hey, it's great to be here.
Golden Sierra was a nice win. Rams now 3-1 facing the Roseville Tigers in their homecoming game. It may be the preseason game, but how important is this game looking at the whole playoff picture?
Well, it's important because it's probably our second best opponent. They're probably that's just a little bit less talented as Intercom, so that's going to be good for us to measure ourselves as we enter league. But 4-1 in the preseason really guarantees you a playoff spot if you can win 2 or 3 league games. So from that point of view, it's a very important game. We just want to keep getting better as we enter the difficult games with Del Campo and Rio Linda in league.
Roseville's ranked number 12 according to the SAC-B, but obviously they're a good team. We've watched film. Have you mentally and defensively prepared for these guys? What do you expect to see?
Yeah, we watched the second half of the Oakmont game when their starting tailback was running, Jack Bond. Ran pretty well in the second half. He didn't play in the first half for some reason. But we've learned a lot about their offensive tendencies, and we think we can line up with our defense to stop him. And their quarterback, number 15, he's going to be probably the best quarterback we've faced so far.
Right. And looking back at this last week of practice, have you changed any defensive schemes to possibly better challenge this offense?
Well, he's left-handed, so we've moved Mr. Hecky to the right side on our defense, so he'll be keeping the quarterback in the pocket. Hopefully then our linebackers and their D linemen will be running him down and sacking him. That's the plan. That's the game.
Well, thanks for being here, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's hope the Rams can walk right into league with boasting a 4-1 record. Back to you, Brendan.
Some key questions for the night. Patience. Can the Rams keep their calm in the face of adversity and to be mentally and physically tough? Wide receivers. Roseville will most likely play man on Cass's receivers, so it's up to them to get open. And last, blocking. Roseville's defense is going to bring 7 rushing men every play, putting a ton of pressure on Cass's quarterback, Peyton Wolfen. Can the Rams get enough bodies on them and help free up some time for the passing game? Well, Marcus, Roseville wins if...
Well, Roseville wins if their rushing defense can successfully put an end to Casa's high-scoring offense. Casa wins if...
Well, Marcus, Casa wins if they come out with their A game and pass the ball quickly, making the Tigers pay for blitzing. That's all we have for you this week. Come out tonight to Roseville High School at 7 o'clock and watch the Rams dominate